So we seemingly have the very first ever legendary Super Saiyan female in the Dragon Ball franchise. For that matter, the first Super Saiyan female in the Dragon Ball franchise. Now, before anybody says, well, you don't know if that's actually a female, let's take a closer look at the character design. We have lipstick, we have a set of tits, we have a female's hairstyle, female eyebrows, and overall the art that we have thus far, the feminine hairstyle, everything about it definitely perceives to be a female. Now, if it's not a female, then it's definitely something along the lines of a character like Haku from Naruto, where it's just completely a trap character where it looks identical to a female, but they call it a male. So for all intents and purposes, we can assume that this is indeed a female. This is not a male character, this Broly-esque type of character. And another thing I guess to throw out there before we really get into it is a lot of people were saying, wait a minute, you're saying that Broly is canon, what's going on here? Let's be clear, based on the information we have for the upcoming arc of Dragon Ball Super, the Universe Survival arc, it seems as though in this trailer at the very least, that this character, this female, looks identical to Broly when she transforms. Now, that doesn't mean that Broly himself is canon, it just means at the moment, at the very least, that the design for Broly when he goes into his legendary Super Saiyan form is canon. I mean, we don't know if there's any correlation to the Broly character from the films that we have thus far. Now, one of the things we gotta note is, where is she from? Because for all we know, this could have absolutely nothing to do with Saiyans in general. Again, from the information we have is literally a couple seconds on the screen from a trailer. For all we know, this could be something totally different and it just looks similar, but it's not actually a Saiyan at all. But let's, for all intents and purposes, say that she's from Universe 6 and she's a Saiyan. You know, she's from Planet Saddle or Salad, whatever you want to call it. The question you gotta ask is, well, is she a part of the Universe 6 team? Assuming, again, if she's from Universe 6, then how was she picked for the actual team? Because you gotta look at it in this regard. Was it Vados that picked her out, or was it Kaba? And also, you gotta think, if Kaba picked her out, did he know about her power to begin with? I mean, at the end of the day, Kaba, after the Universe 6 tournament, you gotta imagine that he's been wanting to make his people stronger so that way he could protect them and ultimately not have, you know, his people getting slaughtered. So it's a possibility that since the Universe 6 tournament, aside from, of course, the baseball filler episode that we had in the anime, that Kaba has actually been training a lot of his Saiyan comrades and possibly helped her to unlock that. I mean, for all we know, he could have no knowledge, no prior knowledge whatsoever as to her ability to transform into that form, because one of the things that we saw in the Universe 6 tournament, again, assuming that, you know, let's just say for all intents and purposes, Kaba wasn't training anybody. He said in the Universe 6 tournament, he was asked by Champa if he knew Saiyans could transform, and he claimed he'd never seen or heard anything like it before. Unless he was lying. It could very well be some sort of secret that he had. Maybe this was a friend and he was putting on a show because he didn't want to put her out there. Maybe she's scared of it, because again, in the trailer you could definitely see that the female seems as though she's kind of scared of this transformation, or maybe it's something that she doesn't like to do. It kind of reminds me in a way, based on what we got in the trailer, of the Incredible Hulk. It seems as though she didn't really want to do it, and then all of a sudden it blew up. Now, I don't know if that's when she gets too scared, all of a sudden she goes into that form, or when she gets angry. I mean, she didn't look really angry in the trailer, to be honest with you, so you gotta kind of question what is the capabilities and how does she activate this form to begin with. Now, another thing is, if she's the Universe 6 version of Broly, because a lot of people are wondering, well, it looks like Broly, what is the connection? Is it going to be completely retconning anything we've ever seen in the films? Because at the end of the day, the films are not canon. The films have no connection to the series whatsoever. They don't even fit in the timeline. The Broly films, or pretty much majority of the films up until, of course, we got the latest films, the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, majority of the films, they just don't fit in the timeline. But assuming that she could very well be the Universe 6 version of Broly, then that gotta make you question, well, could she have a Universe 7 counterpart? Could we have a Broly in Universe 7 that is pretty much the counterpart to her Universe 6 version of Broly? Because, I mean, if this is a legendary Super Saiyan transformation, indeed, like completely the legendary Super Saiyan, then there's a possibility they could actually reintroduce Broly in an upcoming arc, or who knows, maybe the legendary Super Saiyan was the one from history, the one that actually did it for the first time, and he's completely gone and been gone for thousands of years, because that was the only Super Saiyan in history and legend the last time somebody could do it, so maybe that was the Universe 7 counterpart, or it could be set up for a potential future showing of Broly. It just really depends on where they're gonna go with it. Another question is, let's just say, okay, that she does have that transformation, is it exactly the legendary Super Saiyan transformation, or could that just be a next level version of Super Saiyan Rage, something that Trunks exhibited in the Goku Black Zamasu arc? Because if that's the case, if that's just like Super Saiyan Rage, maybe to a next level, for all we know, Trunks could be the Universe 7 version of this Broly-esque female, because he could potentially, unlock that as well. Well, our kid Trunks, we know that the future Trunks had something similar, so it's a possibility maybe that all along the legendary Super Saiyan, at the very least in the canon of Dragon Ball, was actually Trunks, and that Super Saiyan Rage is actually similar to the legendary Super Saiyan transformation. So some crazy theory there could very well be that she is actually the counterpart to Trunks. I think something a lot of people are questioning regarding her capabilities is, if she is indeed a legendary Super Saiyan, where is that going to scale on the power scalings against a Super Saiyan Blue like Goku and Vegeta? Is that weaker? Is that stronger? Is it close? Because based on the trailer, it seems as though there's a possibility that she was going up against Frost, because we see Frost turning into his final form, and then right after we see the female Broly-esque character turn into that form. So if she come off the floor with Frost, then right then and there that could show, okay, she has some, potential. But if she struggles against somebody like Frost, then immediately you got to throw it out the window, any possibility of her being on the same level as Goku and Vegeta, because you got to keep in mind that not everybody is going to be on that top tier level. For all we know, she could just be a fluke, she could be a random character. I wouldn't even be surprised if she has one match and maybe she gets ringed out or something like that, and that's just an introduction to the character, because we don't know following this arc how much more of Dragon Ball Super we're gonna get. For all we know, we could eventually revisit this character and she can have a bigger arc, but this could be the setup and introduction to her character. So for all we know, it could seemingly be a throwaway character in a sense in this arc, and then later on we'll explore it more. So there's another possibility. We can't completely rule out the moment we see her, if she has some terrible fight, that okay, that's all there is to her, because it could very well be that this is just the setup for a future event with her in the arc. And overall, just talking about the Broly character in general, it is pretty crazy that people have been wanting to see Broly for a long time, and this is Toei's answer. We don't know exactly what this could be. This could very well just be a tribute to the Broly fandom that's wanted him to be canon for a long time, and they're just making this character that looks very similar to Broly actually kind of look like him, and that's about it. Or it could be several connections. I'm hoping personally, if they're gonna go this far and they're gonna showcase this character having the similar transformation, that there's actually more to it than, hey, it looks similar to Broly, because they could very well retcon and completely get rid of the movies and do something totally different. I think something that's going to be interesting is to see Goku and Vegeta's reaction to that, because the moment we see their reaction to her transformation, we'll know completely if they're going to try and play off that, the movies actually happen, because they could very well actually say, you know what, the movies actually did happen, even though it doesn't make sense. It's been par for the course with Dragon Ball Super that they've done some things that are kind of out there where they could very well say, yeah, oh no, that totally happened. So I think the moment she transforms and we see Goku and Vegeta looking at her, assuming that they're actually watching and there's not multiple fights going on at the same time, we'll definitely know where they're going regarding Broly's status as being canon in the series. Personally, though, I think that they're gonna probably get rid of that whole idea and just reboot it to begin with, because it would make more sense, and they could, change things, because I think they realize something big about a lot of the Broly hate and Broly love, because universally a lot of people will say and agree with the fact that the major problem people have with Broly is that they don't like his backstory, the whole crying as a kid, and that's what made him hate Goku. It just felt a bit nonsensical, and it's like you have this hulking, awesome looking character design with some crazy powers, but his backstory and his reason for hating Goku just kind of seems a bit silly. So they could very well completely change that, make him have an awesome backstory, make it totally different, and make it actually canon. But as far as things are concerned, it definitely seems as though, at the very least with this female, they're totally going a different direction. It's not Broly. I need to repeat this. It's not actually Broly as canon as of the recording of this video. Many things could change once we get into the Universe Survival arc, but based on the information we have right now, there's a female. She turns into what looks like a Broly type of character design, and that's about it. I'm kind of curious to see you guys' opinion on this, though. First of all, what do you think about this being potentially the first female Super Saiyan in the entirety of Dragon Ball? Because I remember Toriyama, there's a quote out there of him basically saying the reason why he never did Super Saiyan transformations for females like Pan or Bra, aka Bulla, was that he couldn't imagine what they would look like as a Super Saiyan. Now it seems as though he went the same way with this, is that he didn't really know what to make a female look like as a Super Saiyan, so potentially if Toriyama's behind this idea, he was like, well, just make her look like Broly, why not? And how strong do you think this female is going to be when she goes into this Super Saiyan-esque transformation? Do you think she's going to be able to compete with Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or she's going to just be like stronger than Kava but not really there yet? And do you think that this is going to lead into bigger things regarding this whole Broly debacle? Do you think that they're going to actually make that Broly is in our universe and eventually we're going to see him? Or you think they're going to connect her to the legendary Super Saiyan, the very first one, and he was the Universe 7 version of her? Or where's your whole thoughts and, you know, predictions regarding that, and your overall excitement about this? Are you looking forward to it? I've seen a lot of hate regarding, oh, Broly is, you know, in Dragon Ball Super or whatever, but if they're doing something cool with it and they're serving the fans at the same time, I think this is going to be awesome. And either way, we can't really judge it until we actually get the content. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.